Welcome back to Ralph's Sort of True Stories. You know, last time we were talking about doctors, and one thing I mentioned was that a lot of them like to run a lot of tests. And I was in a situation recently when the doctor wanted me to provide some samples that I thought was just so he could run up the lab costs on me. Let me share this story with you. I went into the doctor, and this elbow that I've since had operated on was hurting. And so the doctor says, well, he said, I'm going to need a stool sample from you. He gives me this jar. Put a stool sample in there and bring it back. And, we can do the lab work right here while you're waiting. And I can diagnose it. I said, you need a stool sample to diagnose a hurt elbow? He said, yes, I do. So went to medical school and everything. I said, well, dang it. So I go home and I figure, well, we're going to find out about this. And I get a stool sample from my dog, from my wife, from my daughter, and from myself. And I put it in that jar and I mix it all up. And I take it back and I give it to him. Well, he's gone a little longer than he said he was going to be gone, but he comes back and he says, well, I have your diagnosis. I said, oh, really? What's that? He said, your dog has worms. Your daughter's pregnant. Your wife has a sexually transmitted disease, and if you quit whacking off so much, your elbow wouldn't hurt. So I guess they can analyze all that stuff after all. You know, one of the other things that doctors are making a lot of money on now are plastic surgery things, or cosmetic surgery, I guess is the appropriate term. Facelifts and tummy tucks and all that. And the most popular one is breast enlargement. Now, I knew this girl who wanted to have a breast enlargement, but she didn't have that kind of money to be able to afford that and go. So she heard about this doctor from Africa that had come over, Dr. Bumutu. Reputation was that he had some folklore kind of medicine things that seemed to work for people. So she decided to go see him and see if he could help with her breast enlargement. So he gave him this cream, and she's supposed to rub it on her breast. And as she was rubbing it on her breast, she was supposed to keep chanting, Scooby-Dooby, I want big boobies. Scooby-Dooby, I want big boobies. It turns out that it seems to be working. Her breasts are getting a little bit larger. She's going to go to work, and she has to take the bus to work, and she doesn't want to be rubbing cream on her breasts, but she thinks if she keeps the chant up, that it might help. So she's on the bus and she's kind of mumbling under her breath. She's saying, Scooby-Dooby, I want big boobies. Scooby-Dooby, I want big boobies. And this guy sitting across the aisle says, oh, you must go to Dr. Bumutu too. She says, yes, but how did you know? And he patted the inside of his leg and he said, hickory dickory dock. So I guess we can figure out what he was looking for. And you know, one of the other things that we have to do, particularly men over the age of 50, and I guess women too, we have to get these colonoscopies. And the worst part of those colonoscopies, of course, is drinking the liquid and doing the duty to clean yourself out before you go to the doctor in the first place. Well, I have to say that I probably had the fastest colonoscopy appointment in the history of mankind. I walked in the examining room and I said to the doctor, I said, where do you want me to put my slacks? He said, oh, you can throw them over there right next to mine. Needless to say, I didn't stick around for the operation. On one of the next ones, I went in and laid down, and I saw on the examining table there was a tube of KY jelly, there were some rubber gloves, and there was a beer. And I'm thinking, what's the beer for? And the nurse was in there, the doctor came in, he looked at that beer and he says, damn it, nurse, I told you I wanted a Butt Light. So, little misunderstanding there. I've had, I don't know, probably 4 colonoscopies now. And my doctor still remembers the first time we met. He came in and he was about ready to do the insertion. And I said, doctor, from now on out, I'm going to call you Captain Kirk. And he said, well, why would you call me Captain Kirk? I said, because you're about to boldly go where no man's gone before. So, colonoscopies are definitely unpleasant, but women tell me that pregnancy is really, really, really bad. Labor pains, and then sometimes prenatal depression after that. And they say nothing a man has can compare to labor pains. So one doctor, being a very inventive guy, invented a device that could transfer labor pain from the mother to the father. So the mother's having this terrible labor pain, and the husband says, okay, he says, transfer about 10% of that pain to me. And he hits the button, and the wife's pain subsides a little bit, and the husband doesn't feel anything. So he says, okay, kick it up to 25, and then kick it up to 50. He's still not feeling any pain. He said, all right, take it all the way up to 75%. Well, now the wife's pain is very bearable. This husband isn't feeling any pain at all, and they have a successful childbirth. The husband leaves the hospital to go back home and check on the other kids and finds the mailman dead on the porch. So I guess we know what was going on there. Anyway, that's some more doctor stories. We got a few more coming up for you. Join us again. Thanks for watching Ralph's Sorta True Stories. And remember, down there at the bottom, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell next to that, and we'll ding you as soon as we get the next of our doctor stories loaded up for you to view. Thanks again for watching Ralph's Sorta True Stories.